I'm the golden son while playing the GBA game. Brain off the scale, they thinking he mean weight gain. No surge, electrify the mind. I'm in charge of the buzz, get your power stripped. I'm my own plug, you the socket. Lent more punchlines, the trash in your pocket. That's you to stop it. More than rap, this composite, you gossip, I rock it. See the variation? It don't matter, black or white, bring the drama, Perry Mason. I'm adjacent to the destined, counting all my blessings while they selling their soul. No, you gotta be desperate like them housewives. Hear the real with my mouth wide, path going north, but they still hear the south side in me. These rappers are actors who giving out Emmys. Find me a Denny's looking proud of their penny without an Oscar. I'ma lay it proper. Father, this sound ironic, didn't have a papa for most of my life. Foster home to home. Don't let me start. Comment tell me about real love. It starts in the heart, not the pants. Born without a chance. Probably met Destiny plenty times and noticed when she glanced at me. When you dance with me, who would've known these dreamers become fans of me? Put up your hands for me. Touch the sky, the model we grew up with. Bumping that old Wayne, about to see if this truck fit in my garage. I'm kidding, no car, but I got drive. Even if I retire, never be top 5. I survived the rugged terrain. Determination in my brain, God help me find joy through the pain, gain clarity that I share to the masses. Same kid, they dreaming in classes. Future look disastrous. Time for the heroes and less fastest. Clean air, less gases. But y'all know what I'm trying to convey. Change streams, play games, watch a few anime. Found a path to be great, not a moment to waste. Mama check it, don't worry, I'm straight. We gon' take it to the top of the globe. Spread love, realest quote that I wrote. You know, sky's the limit. All my life I was sober. We surpassing that with each episode. The whole, a new episode. New day, a new episode. A new day, a new day, a new episode. A new day, a new episode. A new day, a new. Go ahead, let them throw that shade. You gotta wait to see the picture. Old Kodak days, don't go that way. They songs all filler, and they shows not at the museum. Fans never been stellar. Pendilla, route set score. I ain't trying to be known by a number like the kids next door. My lord, they want us in cages or the seats, cause we fresh to death. Cash get sharp every week. Who me? I'm nothing but a kid from the boondocks, writing living color. Different world in my boombox, chilling in my afternoon socks with a cute thing. Excuse them, it's called. They didn't notice you rang. Sharp tongue from the heavens. We thinking outside of the box. They call him Stoop Kid, never lead his steps. No one knows of his woes, cause he keeps to himself in seclusion. But me, I had to find out his story, so I sat by his stoop. He said his name's Corey. Told me how he used to be in love with a dame, but she left about as fast as she came. Said the sky's never been the same. Air's less fresh, chemtrails blanket the sky, and we compressed to a perfect world that we created within the mind. We blind to the truth as the days unwind. He finds happiness and watch the time go by. He asked, do you know why? Cause at least I'll know when we die. Society's engulfed in trends, and it's hard to find friends when your vision ain't the same through the lens. A cleanse what we need, but our pride won't accept it. Love's like a precious baby girl, and I'm wishing that we kept it. Neglected all our principles, kids laughing at me every day. How conventional, all one-dimensional. I wish I was invincible, I would just fly away. Aim for the sun, hope to land in a higher place. That's my escape from reality. Life is a dream, but it seems we've been sleeping in ravines. For now, I'ma chill with the ranting. Sit up on my stoop while the kids keep chanting. Stoop kids afraid to leave the stoop. The stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave it. The stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop, the stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop now, stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop. A tear rolls down his cheek. He asks, how did life become bleak? We used to seek joy, now we lost in translation of the language called money. I pity our generation. Told him I agree, but you looking at the downside. It's a bigger world outside the walls you hide, and I can guide you to a new state of mind if you let me. But hearts can't receive what the soul isn't ready for. Look, life is a metaphor, it's up to you to find a meaning. You can't stand for something if you're steadily leaning on pillars of self-loathing. Imagine what you're missing in addition to beautiful life that you ain't even living. Places that you never been, people that you'll never meet. Happiness if you're willing to see beyond the stoop of your seclusion, but really just a barrier to block away the image of a place much scarier called reality. Well, he stopped me mid-sentence, took a step down like a sinner doing repentance. Said he wanna take a chance, thanks for the referral. Safe to say this boy's gonna finally leave the world. So stoop kids gonna leave it. Stoop kids.
Are you ready?
murder wise. Grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple light.
Before we get started, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click, click.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? Oh man, it's been a rough day. But I am here. I'm gonna go ahead for full transparency. Your boy is sick. Got a sinus infection. So I am not operating at 100% capacity, but the show must go on. Show's gotta go on. It's gotta go on. Just saying. I just want to say thank you everybody that's dropped in. Like I said, today's gonna be kind of a weird. Today's gonna be kind of a weird one because it was a really slow news week, so there wasn't really a lot going on. There's a couple of things I kind of want to talk about, and I'm kind of behind on a lot of things too, because life is always trying to happen. And not only that, but like from a channel perspective, there's been a lot going on. From the channel side of things, I have been busy cranking out videos. Like, I think some of you who follow me on Twitter or in the Discord, which by the way, link is in the description. Y'all will probably know that I've been working on 3 videos simultaneously as of yesterday, and I'm kind of starting to whittle them down so they can be released. Those videos, spoiler alert, are The Batman Who Laughs #7, Maximum Carnage Part 2, which by the way, if you're a patron, you can actually go check out Maximum Carnage. I think Part 1 might have already released. I know Part 2... Yeah, Part 1 is on Patreon. Part 2 will be releasing on Patreon this Tuesday. And then Part 1 will be public to everybody this Tuesday as well. So I know that probably makes no sense. But yeah, basically just know Maximum Carnage is going on as well. And I'm also working on a video breaking down all the stingers. I forgot to silence my phone. Breaking down all the stingers that Marvel released, all the tie-in stuff Marvel has released. In the build-up to Absolute Carnage. So, man, I've been busy AF. Just gonna be real with y'all. Not to mention, I'm also working on Immortal Hulk Volume 4. I'm working on Batman Curse of the White Knight. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And I have not even been able to finish The Boys because I'm a stay-at-home dad now. So, I always have my daughter, and I ain't watching The Boys in front of my 3-year-old. She already picks up on enough shit as is. So there's that. Can't even really talk about The Boys. I can talk about it, but I can talk about the comic. I just can't talk about the TV show. So there's that. And man, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But thank you everybody who's being cool about it. Thank you everybody. I know I've been behind on comments. I am way later on comments than you. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you all, for being patient. For being patient with me. I don't think we have any new patrons. We might have a new patron. Let's find out. How about that? How about we find out? Let's see. Actually, no, I think we do actually have a new patron. So, actually, I think we got a couple, actually. Some that I don't recognize. So we're going to bring those up real quick. I want to give a shout out to Antoine Mitchell and Brock Travis for becoming Earth's mightiest patron. So I want to shout out to y'all. Beyond all that, let's see here. I don't think we have. Actually, no, wait. I think we have another one. Man, I'm missing people. Maverick Lee, want to give you a shout out as well for becoming one of Earth's mightiest, or actually, I think, no, actually, Maverick Lee, I think you've been there for a minute. Never mind, I lied. And actually, Adam Shafani, welcome, thank you for coming back and being Earth's mightiest patron again. Thank you for that, I appreciate that. God, man, just so weird, just seeing all this. It's insane. Anyways, because it's a slow news week, we are going to talk about House of X and Powers of X. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, I know the videos I did for Powers of X, or not, God, I keep calling Powers, that's how you can tell I'm sick. Powers of 10, House of X, you know what I mean. Jesus Christ, I just feel like shit. the videos for those were each like almost 30 minutes apiece, and I feel like in those videos I talked about a lot of stuff, but there were still things that weren't mentioned or discussed in those videos. So I'm gonna be answering your questions. So I go ahead and say right now, you can go ahead and start. I think some of you may have already been dropping it on the chat. That's cool. That works. I'm here for it. It's gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be probably the most laid back and relaxed version of the Blerd Cave we have had to date. And I actually made that basket right there. You go. If anybody was curious, what I threw to the trash can actually made it to the trash can. Oh man. Okay, so let's do this. Also, I apologize. I am like literally living on cough drops right now. Cough drops and pills. So yeah, if it looks like if I sound weird, that is why. Also being sick. Let's see here. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. We're just gonna jump into the chat. We're gonna talk about House of X and Powers of 10. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do it. Caesar Vidal, I will not fall asleep on the stream, I promise. True story. I somehow managed to stream a few nights ago for literally a work shift, like 7 hours, over on Twitch. So I think I'll make it. I think I'll survive. I'll survive this. I won't die. But real quick, let me pull up my visual aid. We got visual aids here. Visual aids. The only aids that you should ever want to have is visual aids. Wow, wait a minute, hold up. Danger. I'm already fucking up. Okay, so I'm gonna go on a limb and assume that everyone has watched my video on House of X, or at the very least, and Powers of 10 as well. But I'm assuming everyone has either watched that video or read the comic itself. So I'm going to say right now, spoilers. Shouldn't even have to say the spoilers for House of X and Powers of 10. Okay, so like I said, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Let me see if I can get this to work. This may or may not work. Let's see what it works. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, let's transition over and let's get out of that mode. And boom, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so basically what's going on here is I've got House of X #1 pulled up. We're just gonna go by frame by mother frickin' frame. So here, let's take a look. Let's see what we're looking at. Of course, we got the cover. You got what is Charles Xavier, which for a while I kind of thought it wasn't Charles Xavier. I thought it wasn't, but I think it actually is. I just think that there's stuff that we don't know about, and something I didn't actually address. Something I didn't actually address in this video for House of X is that actually, let's talk about this real quick. I didn't address the fact that there was a 5 to 6 month time jump from whatever was going on in Uncanny X-Men number 22 to this one. So that is the oversight on my part. It probably would have made House of X a little bit easier to swallow if I probably would have said that in the video. So I apologize for not throwing that in there. It's one of those things, like, it's been wild. It's been wild. But basically, you got Charles here. He's standing over these people that are coming out of these pods. And honestly, the first thing that crossed my mind, and I think this actually is true, I don't think that the X-Men that we are seeing are... I don't know if they're the actual X-Men. Because some of them are acting a little uncharacteristically from what we know them as. But I mean, 5 to 6 months can change a person. But one of the things I kind of point out though is that you've got these two mutants buck naked coming out of the pod. And yeah, and of course, and the reason why I said I think that one of them was Cyclops is because you see the optic blast kind of building up in his eyes, and I'm assuming that is Charles, who is kind of keeping that in check. And I said in the video too that it was the original recipe, X-Men, Beast, Cyclops, Iceman, Marvel Girl. Maybe Angel. We don't necessarily see Angel in there anywhere, but you never know. And I also kind of point out the fact that there is this kind of like the word bubbles kind of remind me of the Ultimate Universes, which is why I was kind of thinking, oh well, maybe this is Charles from the Ultimate Universe. Maybe, who knows? But here's the thing: the reason why some of these theories kind of turn to shit really fast before you can really dive into them or even kind of let them become a thing is because Jonathan Hickman did say that there will be no time travel, no alternate realities, or anything like that. Which kind of cuts all that out because it's you're talking about Ultimate Marvel versus being was it 1610 versus Marvel 616. So, yeah, that's not going to be a thing. Here, let's kind of roll through. And there, okay. So, like here, you see you got, 5 months, 4 months, the flowers are being planted so that way they can have, I'm assuming these are gateway, these are the gateway plants because, they're pretty much going to use them to travel between, different locations. Beyond that, it really is hard to say, everything on here, I feel like these are the X-Men, but I feel like they aren't the X-Men. I don't know, it's just weird. There's some scenes in here where, you see Wolverine, and he's... Let me see if I can actually get to that. This is a scene that... And we're almost there. There. You got Wolverine in here. And he's literally just laying in the ground, playing with kids, and more importantly, he is smiling and laughing, and it just seems like this whole scene right here. I don't know if this was, I'm assuming maybe this was intentional, but a lot of this is very sinister. This is very just dark and just, I don't know, just weird. Which, it also kind of begs the question of, this is what made me wonder, what is up, with Charles here? But, like I said, just, it's some crazy stuff. But I think the thing that I think people were really excited about in this, and I think I saw somebody bring this up in the chat, we're talking about, Cyclops. And here, let's roll over to Cyclops. There's a scene in this where Cyclops pretty much shows up and flexes on the Fantastic Four, and it's a thing of beauty. It really is. But yeah, Cyclops just does a pull-up, and it's yeah, what's going on? What's popping? All right, cool, whatever. You guys caught Sabretooth, whatever. But the thing that seemed kind of really uncharacteristic of Cyclops is that Cyclops normally doesn't flex like this. Maybe on, normal people, but he usually doesn't flex like this on, other superheroes. Because, look at right here, he's actually, he's being cordial, he's shaking hands, kissing babies, he's being real cool with the Fantastic Four, and, yeah, it's just insane. But, when you start getting to, you start getting right here where, Reed is not really on board with what Cyclops is trying to do, and he's just hey, this whole line right here was you're a smart man, Dr. Richards. You know what amnesty means. You're dude, dude, Cyclops, is coming with the big dick energy, and I'm here for it. I think it's really cool. It's good to actually see Cyclops actually flexing some muscle, for a change. But you get to this piece right here, where, he's getting ready to walk away. Of course, he says, hey, we're going to leave. You can keep Sabretooth. We'll get him later. Like, it's one of those situations where it's kind of like, all right, are they going to pull up on the Baxter building and they're just going to fall up in the Baxter building like that? Which, by the way, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that subscribe. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But like when you get to down here where, this is the part people were kind of talking about where, Sue Storm is questioning Cyclops' motives, like his morals. What is he doing? What is he trying to achieve? Does he realize he's trying to help mutants who are criminals as well as good people? Is this part right here where, Cyclops kind of slick changes the subject on her. And it's like, hey, greet your son for me and tell him when he's ready, he has family on Krakoa waiting on him, which that's a big deal. I don't know if people realize how big a deal that is because you gotta think about it. The Fantastic Four have always been kind of perceived as Marvel's first family. Like, they are a family team. It's a family dynamic. The Fantastic Four is nothing without their familial bonds. And the fact that Cyclops just kind of pulled up and was like, oh yeah, by the way, we're your family now. Like, he kind of pulled a pop copy on him. He's like, oh, you want to speak to the manager? Oh, I am your manager. Which I was just like, okay, I'm here for this. But, real quick, I do want to jump into, I know I was giving us an opportunity to get some questions thrown up in here. So, let's see here. We'll see what's going on here. So, okay, Roger Columbus, you asked, so what happens to places like Wakanda and junk in these X books? That's a good question. Actually, I don't think anything happens. At least it hasn't been addressed yet. Now, I will say, if some of you may be familiar with Black Panther Annual #1, I believe it is, where they kind of show a future... Oh, by the way, thank you for that subscribe. Nyal 001, and if I'm not mistaken, the one who subscribed before that, because I couldn't see the name, because pull the curtain back, show you how the sausage is made a little bit. If I would have switched over to look to see who it was, y'all would have gotten this weird, like, infinite tunnel effect, and I don't want to give anybody vertigo. But Laquandus Bowman subscribed a little bit before that. Okay, so basically, if you go back and look at Black Panther Annual #1, there's a story in there. Now, I don't know if it's canon. Can't say if it's canon. It might be canon. It might not be canon. Because that's kind of how annuals work. Sometimes they're canon, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just these little asides. But there is a story arc where, in the future, not necessarily during the time that Powers of 10 is jumping around, but maybe like before that, Wakanda has become like a second home for mutants. Now, if that still sticks, don't know. And honestly, I don't really expect Hickman to involve too many outside forces from the X-Men in this. What little bit he has done has been very muted, very like under the radar. So I would say I would not expect him to talk about Wakanda or anything else for that matter. Who is Nimrod? Sebastian or Dews? Oh, asks, who is Nimrod? Now, there are two Nimrods in Powers of 10. It's Nimrod the Lesser, who is like the more traditional-looking Nimrod. And then you also have the Nimrod the Greater, which kind of almost looks like that weird... oh, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of would remind you of the little... thing that follows you around in Destiny. That Peter Dinklage did the voice of for like 2 seconds. Now, Nimrod himself, in and of himself, basically Nimrods are kind of like the future advancement of Sentinels. What they are here might be a little bit different because this seems to be a more, not saying that, like, it's a more, I don't want to say humane because he does evil things, but one that has way more human emotion and thought processes than any Sentinel-like creature that has ever been in the X-Men comics. And that's even including Bastion, who some of you may remember, some of you may not, but he was a If I'm not mistaken, I think he was the mix of Nimrod and Master Mold that had gone through the Siege Perilous, which that just gets into all kinds of weird shit. Roberto Bravo says, Professor X is giving me Jake the Snake vibes. Hey, trust me. I understand. And if you know Jake the Snake Roberts, you get what I meant when I said that. Hey, what's going on, Lemon Peace? I see you in here. What's poppin'? Brother Bakshi said, get yourself some pho. I may do that later. We may do that. And yes, Lemon Peace, the man in the X helmet is in fact Charles Xavier. They in the first issue of House of X, they are very cagey. They're very cagey about who he really, like, they not who he really is. I mean, they make it pretty obvious. They want you to know that it's Charles, but no one really actually directly refers to him as Charles when you see him. So that's kind of why I was like, I don't know, maybe that's not really Charles. But when you get to Powers of 10, they do directly refer to him as Charles. So throw that out the window. Now, Casey Johnson, I will say that Vulcan, you will want to keep your eyes peeled because in the future, they will be doing, once this is done, Vulcan will be back because Cyclops will have his own team of X-Men. And that team will be, it'll consist of Cyclops, Cable, Corsair, Vulcan, Havoc, Jean Grey, who has apparently gone back to being called Marvel Girl now, or maybe Phoenix, I don't know. It'll also have Rachel Summers, who is kind of like the future Phoenix, and it will have, for whatever reason, we'll have Wolverine, because God knows we can't let that Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey love triangle die out anytime soon. Which I'm very over it. Was it Dame Digla says, okay, I got the theory based on foreshadowing. When they show the time jumps in Powers of 10, I think some sort of Sentinel tech will infect Cerebro on Charles's head, and he will in fact become Nimrod. Okay, so I'm gonna piggyback your theory. Dame Digla, because I kind of vaguely hinted at this. I didn't want to go all in on it because actually here, let me let me see if I can find it. I'm going to go find the picture in question because there's shenanigans going on, and I kind of want y'all to be in on the fun as well. Okay, so yeah. In Powers of 10, the very first page is a scroll down of Charles Xavier, and then Charles Xavier with the X helmet. And then we've also got, then that's when we get to Nimrod the Lesser. And then we get to the Librarian. Now, here's the thing. I think that, and I said this in the video, this version right here, I feel like maybe some portion of Charles is in there, because the reason why I say that is because of the fact that when they were talking about the baths, the method that Nimrod the Lesser uses to break down mutants into just data. Basically, what he does is the X-Men, the mutants that are put in these baths, like Silabel was, they wind up being here. I want y'all to see exactly what it is I'm talking about. Here, let's do. This is what I get for not being prepared. Okay, so here, let's. Okay, so when they get ready to put Silabel in this kind of bath scenario, basically what's happening is she is being distilled down to being nothing more than data. Now, and that being said, it's really her consciousness that's still alive and everything that she knows that's a part of it. And that consciousness is still alive. The body is dead, but the mind is still alive, which is just crazy to me. But And then you get to that point where wait, that's where they're talking about the kennels, and this is where we get. I'll get back to that part right there. Don't worry about that. But like when you get to this part right here, where it's like you fast forward 900 years into the future. From that point, because that point is 100 years in the future that we were at before. This point is 900 years in the future. And then you also have her in this in the mutant library, and she's still technically being broken down. It's a slow death. It's a very slow death, very inhumane. But at the same time, I also think that this character here is also Charles Xavier. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense at first, but I do. And you also think about he still has that X helmet. So what you're saying, Dame Digla, I'm gonna co-sign on that. I think that you may be onto something. That yes, it probably is. That Cerebro was infected with some kind of virus, something from like Master Mold, or maybe it was from a Nimrod from the future. Who knows? Let's see here. Here, wait a minute. I completely lost where I was at on these. Okay, here it is. Diaz Malimba, proud son of Krakoa, says, for me, I think Moya can be the woman who we saw in the Preserve Museum in the last panel of Powers of 10, and her mission is to let Professor X, to check her mind. That could be it. That could be it. I don't know just yet, but it could be. It could be. And yes, Casey Johnson, you are correct. There are a ton of mutants still around from the Ultimate Universe, so I was under the impression that Charles from the Ultimate Universe was dead, but I mean, when has that ever stopped a comic book character from coming back to life or anything like that? Let's see here. Let's see, and yeah, no, Cyclops. Yeah, now I will say this, Neal. Cyclops was incredibly alpha. In the Utopia arc. As a matter of fact, from the moment that he really started leaning into his relationship with Emma Frost, he became a much. Malik the Light. Thank you for that subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is love from the bottom of my heart to the top of my heart, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Taishim Gasson says, hi, Ernie, my name is Taishim, and I've been watching all your videos. Thank you for making me understand comics. Hope you make more. Dude, thank you for that. Thank you. That is, thank you for that. That was very nice of you to say. Thank you. Let's see. And False Sense of Security says, Sue was low-key feeling him. We're talking about Cyclops when he was she was if you read the body language on Sue Storm, and this is something I think that's been a long time coming, because I think it's very easy for a lot of people to forget that Franklin Richards is a mutant. He's not, he didn't get his powers from some cosmic bath, some cosmic ray bath like, his parents. He is a legitimate dyed-in-the-wool mutant. You can't get around that. You really can't. So yeah, it's been a thing that's kind of been, I think because you have so many different writers across Fantastic Four, that I feel like some writers have addressed that, like, what do we do about Franklin? How do we handle Franklin? And no one's really come up with a clear-cut way to do it, so I've yet to see one. Let's see here. Wayne White, you said this whole Hickman thing is sick but confusing. Very confusing. Very confusing. False sense of security. Yes, you're saying Franklin Richards definitely seems like he'll be a focal point in the near future. And you know what? I'm going to piggyback what you said there. Because if we go... Here, matter of fact, I already got it pulled up. So here, check this out. So when I was going over the list of Omega-level mutants that Hickman has put together, because Jonathan Hickman has been very vocal about the fact that he hates the term Omega level mutant. And if it's something that must be used, he wanted to control how the term is used, when people can say it, when they can't say it. And, oh, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute here, I gotta see that. Oh, dude, thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. Let's see, One Above None. Ah, dude, thank you. That's One Above None. That's my boy, One Above None. One Above None says, super chat, baby! Slim wanted to throw hands with Reed. I'm here for it. Dude, thank you for jumping up in here, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, I'm going to get us off of here. Well, actually, here you're not getting the weird effect, so that's good. And DK, you also subscribed. Thank you for that as well. I appreciate that. So basically, we're looking at this list of Omega level mutants. Franklin Richards is on this list, and he sticks out because of all of the mutants that are on this list. Almost all of them have allegiance to Krakoa. Now, there are some outliers, like Jamie Braddock, Monarch. He doesn't have any alliance yet. David Haller, Legion, he doesn't have any allegiance yet because theoretically he hasn't been around to show any allegiance. You've also got Absalon Mercator, Mr. M. He also has an unknown allegiance. And you've also got Benet du Paris, Exodus, who has no allegiance whatsoever. And then you've also got Franklin Richards. And he is the outlier because, and technically outlier is another term that's used in Power of 10, but I'm using it in its more traditional sense. Franklin Richards is the outlier because he is the only one highlighted in red because his allegiance is with humankind. And that is something that I think is very interesting to point out, is that of all the Omega level mutants, Franklin Richards is the only one who has not, like, aligned with Krakoa. Or not so much not aligned with Krakoa, but has aligned, in essence, against Krakoa, whether he realizes that or not. Like just the fact that he is staying with his human parents, the fact that he is choosing to live in the human world, I think is very interesting. And I'd be very curious to see if Franklin Richards gets focused on a little bit more in these forthcoming issues. Also, another thing I want to point out, because here, let me find this. Okay, found it. Okay, so you'll also notice that things of importance, things that Hickman wants you to put your attention on, he typically highlights in red in the series. And I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to point this out, but if you look at this checklist for House of X and Powers of 10, the books that are highlighted are House of X number 2, House of X number 5, and Powers of 10 number 6. And the reason why those are highlighted is because, one key thing is that in House of X number 2, this is where Hickman tells us that we are going to get this crazy mindfuck moment that is just going to be like, blah! Like, just blow us all out of the water. But it makes me wonder, like, what's going to be going on in House of X 5 and Powers of 10 number 6, because House of X tends to focus on year 10. It doesn't focus on year 0. It doesn't focus on year 100. It doesn't focus on year 1000 or whatever. It focuses purely on year 10. And Powers of 10 focuses on everything else. So we shall see what comes out of all that. Here, let me get back into the chat. Let's see here. Oh, man, yeah, don't ask no questions. I see you in here. Let's see here. Lemon Piece, you said She Cyclops is out here wilding. Like wilding. He with all the shits. He got that getting it on the regular confidence, making up for all that lost badass motherfucker time, being painted as a mutant Hitler. Dude, he is making up for lost time. He's making up for lost time. Marcus Rivera, you didn't miss anything. I thought you'd been here this whole time. Or was that the troll? Playing the long game. I appreciate it. Let's see, 14. Oh, I love Nimrod's run on the 90s X-Men cartoon. That was actually a pretty interesting run. I do remember it. I always thought Nimrod was weird. But, yeah. That too. Pennywise the Clown says if they're going to make an X-Men team, it should be the 90s cartoon team in the MCU. Yeah, I would like to see that. I'd like to see that. I would not be against it. Honestly, I think last week or the week before, I actually was very vocal about the fact that if they make an X-Men film, if you're going to use a squad, it should be the Jim Lee X-Men #1 squad. Done. Cut the check. Marcus Rivera, you said if Legion is in this story, it's no wonder that the mutants beat the humans. Very true. And also, you know what wouldn't surprise me? If Legion was around, if that was actually who was under that helmet. Just throwing that out there. Let's see here. Wayne White asks, when did Vulcan come back from death? He died during the War of Kings / Realm of Kings, didn't he? Yes, I believe you are correct, but here's the thing. A lot of characters who are dead or were dead up to this point, by the time this is all done, they have all come back. Now, I think it has something to do with those Krakoan flowers and those pods and things of that nature. I think it actually has a lot to do with that, but we don't have enough information to give a 100% confirmation. So yeah. There, give me, and I'm gonna go and sorry now, I'm gonna kind of mute my mic because I think the last thing anyone wants to hear is me blowing my nose. So here, give me uno momento, por favor. I feel a million times better now. Okay, so let's see here. One above 90 at Team Summers plus their dog Wolverine. That is kind of how you want to look at it, though. Let's see here. All right, I feel like I missed some stuff here. Oh, I forgot about. Thank you, Jarrell Boza. Thank you for that. And hey, welcome into the chat, man. Glad to see you in here. Yes, you did. Yeah, I forgot about template. I actually forgot about template. Let's see here. Let's go through this a little bit deeper. 14-0, you says, the Master Mole / Sentinel voice still sounds dope as fuck. Got a hip-hop beat by Poison Flowers, which sampled it. Dude, I'm gonna have to check that out. I need to see what that's all about. Cornbread Jones says, don't think it will be called X-Men. KF said, Mutants, not X-Men. There's a lot of X-Men teams, remember? Huh? I'm lost by that. Anyway, that said, I don't know what that is even referring to. I'm very confused by that comment. But I can say if it's in regards to what Cyclops' team will be called, it actually will be called X-Men, if that's what you're talking about. The solicits are already out. It's literally called X-Men. Because every other team, it's X-Men, the New Mutants, Excalibur, the Marauders, Fallen Angels, and X-Force. Those are the new books going forwards. There you go. Let's see here. Lemon P says, Wolverine Jean flirtation is always weird to me. Too Woody Allen-y for my taste. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm actually not a fan of the whole Wolverine Jean Grey thing. It's just not a thing for me. I'm not into it. I don't dig it. I really don't like it at all. Neither here nor there. But yeah, just I always thought it was kind of creepy, especially when you consider the fact that, like, now don't get me wrong, Cyclops has his misgivings. He has been wilding and slinging mad dick around. I mean, hell, he literally left Madeline Pryor, who is a clone of Jean, to go back to Jean. So I mean, let's be real about it. Let's see. False Insecurity says, I wonder how they will treat Emma Frost now that Jean is permanently back. Well, I think she's going to become more of a background player. She is going to be in the new Marauders comic. She actually has a company called the Hellfire Trading Company, and she is the one that is bankrolling the Marauders crew that is led by Kitty Pryde. So, I think she's going to kind of take more of a Professor X role, which I think is honestly where she's been best served. Like someone who's an overseer, not necessarily directly involved. But even if she gets directly involved, that's fine too, because she can definitely hold her own. Theopen, you asked, can someone clarify for me if Wanda and Piotr are mutants and Eric's kids again? Basically, he's talking about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver being Magneto's kids again. I don't think that's going to be the case. They haven't done that. Or maybe they'll un-retcon it, because that was a retcon they did not that long ago. So, yeah, there's that. And let's see here. Nyal 001, you asked, has anybody read Earth X? Hickman is going with a very Earth X vibe. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, I can see that. Samuel Hannah asked, what about Sinister and Juggernaut? Well, Sinister, they talked about in Powers of 10. He is the reason why the Chimeras exist. He basically created the mutant army that they were going to use to defend Krakoa. And that's also where, here, let me... That is also where you get characters like Rasputin, who is a mixture of the DNA of, I think it's Kid Omega, Eunice the Untouchable? Kitty Pryde, Colossus, and X-23, if I remember correctly. But you got her, and then you've also got Cardinal, who I think it's pretty safe to say he is a mixture of Nightcrawler's DNA and maybe somebody else who I can't readily tell, which also explains his whole pacifism angle. That actually makes way more sense now by comparison. But that said, let's see here. Oh yeah, One Above None. Thank you for shouting out the Smart Shooters podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are wrestling fans, because I saw somebody ask a question earlier about it. If you are a wrestling fan and you want to check out a wrestling podcast by your boy, the Blerd Without Fear, make sure you head on over to the Smart Shooters YouTube channel. We're trying to build, this is a new channel, we're trying to build this up to 100 subscribers so we can hurry up and get that custom channel URL. But basically what we do is we break down Raw, SmackDown from WWE, any AEW or WWE pay-per-view events, news, all that good stuff. So make sure you go check that out, tickle that subscribe button, all that good stuff. And I'm on there more often than not. I don't think out of 4 episodes of Smart Shooters, I've not missed a single one. So I may miss one in the future, but if I can be there, I'll be there. Let's see. So yeah, back to it. I'm making my way through here, man. Okay, so Andrew Gabriel asks, are they still going to be cloning the mutant DNA, or is that a thing of the past? No. It's very much still happening. As of Powers of 10, we do learn that, yes, Sinister was cloning DNA. That's exactly what it is. Let's see here. Whoa, wait a minute. Drop down too low. Where to go? Let's see here. Marcus Rivera says X-Men Blue and X-Men Red are back. Yeah, technically, kind of. in terms of Rasputin and Cardinal, yes. Let's see here. Lex Bryan says the way these teams are divided is interesting. Yeah, I mean it is. It actually is because when you think about the Marauders is going to be Kitty Pryde, Storm, Iceman, Pyro, and you have Emma Frost. And you've also got, the X-Men squad I mentioned earlier is basically the entire Summers family plus Wolverine. You've also got an Excalibur team that's going to be led by Psylocke, who is back in her original in her original body, but she's going to have Rogue, Gambit, I think Colossus. I think I saw Apocalypse in that picture. It's really weird. I can't say yet. And then you've also got the New Mutants, which is pretty much a team we've always known, plus Cypher. And then we've also got Fallen Angels, which is Kid Cable, X-23, and Quanon, the Japanese body of Psylocke. So it's crazy, man. It is just crazy. Let's see. Let's see here. Samuel Hannes as Storm needs to remarry Black Panther and move to Planet Wakanda. I haven't been keeping up with the Black Panther series lately, but as of the end of Ta-Nehisi Coates' original run on Black Panther, which I know he's still writing it now, but the original run, where before Marvel Fresh Start, they didn't remarry, but they were back together. They were at the very least dating, and in the future, it does seem they did actually remarry and have mutant children. So there's that. Raj of Columbus, you say, my girl Storm is barely used in these X books, makes me pretty sore. Honestly, it is kind of a point of contention for me, but there's so much story and information to disseminate in these first two issues of House of X #1, Powers of 10 #1 that I don't think they really don't focus on any one character. Other than, the House of X #1 focuses more on Magneto than anybody else. But, they don't really focus on any character for too long. Cyclops being a close second. Everybody else just kind of pops up, disappears. I think Storm will get her due. It's just that, I think that's one of those things, it's kind of like, and I'm guilty of this as well, especially when it comes to things like wrestling. I'm always like, oh, well, why isn't my favorite wrestler on TV? They deserve time on television. And the thing is, when you have a roster of, and bear in mind, Hickman says right now the current roster of X-Men characters that are going to be in this run are up to 92. 92 mutants, and that's not even counting the bad guys. It's going to be kind of difficult to give one character more time than another. I'm not saying I don't think Storm will be given time. I just think it's going to take time. Let's see here. TechSpec Studio says, what do you think of Black Panther 2's new villain, Namor? I didn't know it was confirmed. I know Boss Logic put out some like a mock-up movie poster, which is basically, I think, what I have been asking for a long time, is that the villain of Black Panther 2 be Namor. But, if it does turn out to be true, I'm 1,000% on board for it. Y'all know me, you know what I'm going to say.
Cut the check.
And hit up your boy Keanu Reeves. He could easily play Namor. Let's see here. Let's see here. What else is we? And okay, so Casey John says Juggernaut lost everything in issue 21 of Uncanny. Magic took everything from him. Yes, Juggernaut got the Crimson Gem of Sidorak taken from him. So he's, which is really weird because he did have a very interesting arc in one of the X-Men Black books, X-Men Black Juggernaut, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. That's probably one of the rare. Excuse me, that's probably one of the few misses in that Matthew Rosenberg series that I wasn't crazy about. But I feel like Juggernaut will be back. He always is. It's not the first time he's lost the gem. You gotta remember, at one point in time, Colossus had it. So there's that. You said Nyal, you said Cardinal related to Bishop. Hey, you never know. Let's see. Lex Bryan says Sinister betraying the mutant race was shocking. Sarcasm. Yeah, no, exactly. Who was surprised? Who was actually surprised? No one. And let's see. Okay, so the man Moses says the reason why they want Franklin is because he's the only Omega level mutant whose power is universal. So in my opinion, he's the strongest one there is. Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong, because you got to think about this. What was Franklin Richards doing before his power started going haywire? After Secret Wars was over, they were traveling the multiverse and creating new worlds. They were creating new life forms. And it was all Franklin Richards, Powerhouse, whatever name he's going by now. So yeah, I do agree. I do agree. I think you are correct. I would say that he is the probably more powerful of the Omega level reality warpers, since he can literally do everything on a universal scale. That actually makes sense, because Proteus is psionic, so that kind of throws him out. And the other one, what was it? Monarch, which is God, one of the Braddocks. His is quantum level, which, I mean, technically I think that would make him very close to Powerhouse in terms of power, but yeah, neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Here, wait a minute. Oh, I lost one. Marcus Rivera has this. Is Gambit an alpha level mutant? I would say he's alpha level mutant. I'd say he's definitely alpha. Well, let's see here. Let's see here. His power could potentially reach. Adonis Hines asked, was looking for Sunfire, always been my favorite character. Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that Sunfire is MIA. Though, honestly, don't be shocked if Sunfire winds up on the new Agents of Atlas team. Don't be surprised if that happens. But Sunfire is one of those characters, like, dude, they brought in Pyro, but you could have brought in Sunfire, and you could have had a much more powerful mutant, I think. Let's see here. Wait, you said, Mark's very, you said, revive Roberto da Costa? I think he is back. As of, I think he comes back during, yeah, okay, yeah, Sunspot, yeah, he's back with the New Mutants, when the series relaunches. So yeah, he's dead, but he's gonna be back. Let's see here. I'm curious. Lamont Calhoun asks, I'm curious if there's a way to fit a character like Onslaught in this story. Ooh, don't do it. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would not fit Onslaught into this at all. I would leave him all the way out. Here, let's see here. What else? Oh, dude, TJ Ridgeway, man, thank you for that super chat. Thank you. He says shows out for not sleeping over, for not oversleeping for the show. Thank you for that. Yeah, because my ass. Some of y'all may not know. And this, I think, kind of could really be applied to me, because last night I was up till 3 a.m. Streaming on Twitch, and yeah, my ass almost. I actually woke up way early for today, so. But yeah, man, it was a wild night, man. Wild night, daddy. Wild night, baby. Okay, so let's see. Trying to see. Okay. Lex Bryan, anyone who believes in Sinister or Apocalypse are fools. They're bound to betray the mutants sooner or later. Very true. Very true. You are, you're not wrong, is what I'm going to say. You are not wrong. Here, I'm trying to see if I can find. Oh man, I cannot find it. You know what? Here, we're gonna have to look it up the good old-fashioned way. Here, let's see. This might be it. Okay, so I don't know if y'all will be able to see this, but we're gonna try it anyway. Okay, so basically, and kind of going back to what we're talking about, and this is where I think it gets kind of wild. This is where I think it actually gets kind of wild, is that you do see on this squad, and actually I lied, Colossus is not on Excalibur, he's on X-Force, I believe. It's Apocalypse that is on Excalibur, which is going to be very interesting, but you got to understand at some point, Apocalypse is going to turn on them. And if he doesn't, then I would be just as surprised as anybody else would be. Okay, so let's go through here. Adonis Hines says, I hope they find a way to keep Rasputin and X-Men like time displays to be with the regulars. You never know. Could happen. I think it could happen. Lex Bryan says, if the old man is actually Cyclops, that would be very cool. Actually, I would not be surprised if that were the case. It would actually make even more sense if it was Cyclops. I know in the video I said I thought maybe it might be Charles, but yeah, also thinking back about Nimrod and how all that fits in kind of messes with that theory a little bit. Let's see here. Let's see, Brother Bacchus, you said no mention of the externals in this run yet? No, not yet. As far as I'm aware, the externals are not on the slate of books. They did say there will be more X books, but honestly, I'm kind of hoping that they calm that shit down. Because every time they start adding more X books, shit just goes haywire. And next thing you know, they have to do this, okay, so they start over, you had X-Men Blue, you had X-Men Gold, and I think there was Astonishing X-Men that kind of came around maybe before or after that, or they came after. But, X-Men Blue and Gold's like, okay, well, we got X-Men Blue and Gold, all right, that's something. But then next year they added X-Men Red, which actually X-Men Red was really good. I like that one. But they just kept adding X-Men books, and they brought back Uncanny X-Men. They were doing all this other stuff, and it's like, okay, wait. Calm down. We can't have all these X books. Otherwise, we go back to the 90s, and it just gets bad again. Hey, what's going on? Approach the Nerd. What's going on? That is my friend Maria. Y'all have seen her on the channel before, I am positive. At some point or another. Go check out her channel. Approach the Nerd. Go check her out. She does a lot of videos that kind of excuse me. She does a lot of videos that kind of break down different things that are going on in the comics and the movie and television sides of things, and just general nerd stuff too. You actually can catch me in one of her videos about Psylocke, as a matter of fact. So go check that out. Go tickle that subscribe button for kind of Hulk smash some like buttons over there. Let's see here. Adonis Hines says, what's your Twitch? Oh, it's twitch.tv/Blerd without fear. So, make sure you go check that out. Here, we'll drop a, there you go. That is the URL, for, oh, by the way, thank you for following. I forgot I still had my Twitch alerts on. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that follow. Dude, the Twitch is wild. It is very wild, man. We were wilding last night. Last night we were up, man. Like I said, I went for about 5 straight hours playing Bloodborne and Hollow Knight, and it was just great. It was a lot of fun. Really loved it. It was fantastic. And dude, everybody was wild in the chat. That's the beautiful thing. That's why I always tell people, even if you're not a fan of the games that I play, I always say you should come check it out because, you know, that said, you will likely wind up having a good time because we always wind up talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the game. We usually wind up talking about the same shit we're talking about right now: House of X, Powers of 10, comic books, wrestling, other video games, anime. We start talking about all kinds of. I think we had a 20-minute discussion about how disrespectful Michael Jackson was to Eddie Murphy in the Remember the Time video. Had nothing to do with the game we were playing. So just saying, man, just you should go check it out. Von Sean Faison asks, thoughts on the Alfred Pennyworth show? I have none. I haven't watched it. I have no interest in it. I didn't even really like Gotham. I thought Gotham was just weird. I wasn't into it. And here's a problem I have. I've heard the show is actually legitimately good. And I am happy for it. I'm glad that it's good because that means people will watch it. It just will not be me. I am really weird about shows that do this weird thing where like they're like, hey, it's a character who's connected to this larger character, but that larger character's not going to be in it. And I'm like, nope, don't want it. That said, it actually kind of makes me laugh because I remember not too terribly long ago, before Spider-Man joined the MCU, what Sony was trying to do was make an Aunt May movie. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested. Pennyworth, I mean, I've heard very good things. I can't get with it. I just can't. What else is there? The man Moses says, also, I wonder if that Wolverine in the future really is Wolverine, or is it his son from the Ultimate Universe? I know the Wolverine in the Thor book lived a very long time, but this is a different story. Yeah, but you know what? Wolverine is very long-lived, and he is kind of gray, so I think it is. I think this is actually legitimately Wolverine. Let's see here. The man Moses also asks, whatever happened to the child of Professor X that Rogue and Gambit was protecting? She may be a major player. Probably. I don't honestly know because I really haven't been keeping up. I really have not kept. Because I think that's actually what's going on in, Mr. and Mrs. X? I haven't been reading that. Let's see here. What else? Let's see here. Drell Bozy, you said, I still want an X Factor book with Monet, the Peter David style run we had in 05. I would be here for it, man. I would be here for it. Let's see here. Lex Bryan says, question is, how did Slim survive for that long? I didn't think he was that long life going for unless he gets buff. Well, here's the thing. So the mutants on Krakoa, they have these flowers. Remember, you can't forget about the Krakoan flowers that for humans, they can extend life by 5 years. So it really wouldn't be that far out of the framework to believe that those flowers also work for mutants. And maybe work even better for mutants. So that could also be the case. Let's see here. Let's scroll on through here. Yes, dude. Look, no, one above none. What he's talking about is we were talking about the oh, dude, Dark Angel, when'd you get in here? Oh my God. Yes. Y'all know what we're talking about. Yes, dude. I need to make a soundbite out of that. Oh my God, yeah, dude. He just left wild sand on Eddie Murphy's floor, man. And it just disrespected him. Disrespected him in his own living room. God damn. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so a Persian nerd, Maria, what basically what she was asking was one of the conspiracy House of X theories. I'm trying to figure that out. An Onslaught return, sure, but Sinister. Well, here's the thing. So Sinister is, we all know Sinister doesn't die easily. Even when he's been executed, he still comes back to life somehow because it's either a clone or the fact that his regeneration is just that strong. But the thing that is really telling here is that I don't think Onslaught will, I mean, maybe Onslaught will return. Maybe. Onslaught just takes us down a weird path. I don't know if I want to go back down that road again because I don't think Onslaught was as threatening or as menacing as Marvel wanted him to be. I don't think he was. I think he was a menace. He was a threat. I just don't think he was as big a threat as he should have been. But yeah, that said, let's see, Limpy said, oh, you gotta go hit up the work. Yeah, hey, man, dude, drop that question in there, man. Drop that question in there. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Lemon Piece asks, what are your thoughts on Cal Durham's pansexual reveal in Young Justice? Could it signal a similar revelation in the comics? A gay later coming out as pan, and how do you feel about the backlash? Okay, so here's the thing. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let me go ahead and hit the danger button real quick before I get started. It's a preemptive strike. Danger. I'm here for it. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think that people don't realize that your sexual. Okay. So, here, hit it one more time. Danger. A lot of people often like to use science when it suits them. A lot, like whenever you hear people make the argument about gender, how there's only two genders, they don't want to cite science for that when they want to decry that there aren't. That gender fluidity is not a real thing. It's actually a societal thing. It really is. If you actually go back in history, you can find it. That our society, society as we know it today, and maybe a little bit before that. Yes, then yeah, boy, girl, male, female, so on and so forth, and gender roles and stuff like that. But before that, no, that was not a thing. There's a reason why certain styles of dress were perfectly okay for men as it was for women. I'm just being real with you. But then those same people will like to cite science for other bullshit. It's like you can't pick and choose. Science is absolute. I mean, not always. There is some. There are exact sciences, and then there are some things that are theoretical. But the thing is, these are things that have been proven in science. That yes, there are. The sexuality can also kind of change. Because here's the thing. I know people who and have them in my family, no doubt, who lived half their life straight, not realizing as they got old, like only realizing as they got older that they actually were gay and that they had, they actually were attracted to the same sex. I've seen this in both men and women. So I mean, yeah, it's not that hard of a leap. I think that I kind of think that people are too hyper focused on it. Like, okay, so Calderum is gay in the comics. He's gay in the comics. And now they've kind of upgraded him to being pansexual here. I mean, honestly, pansexual, not that bad a thing. Deadpool is pansexual. He basically all pansexual means is that you don't care about the genitalia of the person. Matter of fact, I'm pulling up the actual textbook definition. But basically, you don't care about the actual genitalia of the person you are having sex with. You are attracted to them, not the genitalia. That's kind of what the difference between pansexuality and bisexuality is. If you ever wanted to know. Because basically that's why they call pansexual people gender blind. So yeah, there you go. Now you know. Now you know. Okay, so let me hit the danger button one more time. Danger, danger, danger. Because I know that probably upset some people. That was a trigger warning. I'm pretty sure some people got upset because I saw a lot of people just kind of deuce out of the chat because I guess I made it hot for them. That's okay though. It's okay. I still love you. Takes many strokes to make the world go round. Okay, so Deku Venom. I see you snuck in here. Deku Venom was popping. Let's see here. Where else is on? What else is on? I feel like I'm finally catching up on some of the chat. Approach Nerd says, I am pansexual. Sexuality is your preference. My spouse is a biological Korean female, but feels more masculine and identifies as male. Doesn't matter. We live on a spectrum. Exactly. I am not disagreeing at all there. That is what it is. It just is what it is. I mean, my stepchild is gender neutral. Doesn't like to be referred to as a boy or a girl. It's confusing sometimes, but I mean, hey, whatever. I don't care. Doesn't affect me. I think the problem people really get into with stuff like this is that when the topic of someone being gay, pansexual, bisexual, whatever comes up, the first thing people tend to focus on is the people having sex. They don't focus on the fact that these people are people and they talk to each other. They speak to each other. They laugh. They cry. They share their feelings with each other. Every time a character in a comic is revealed to be gay or like in some form, shape, form, or fashion, a member of the LGBTQ community, I always find it funny that the first thing people go to is them having sex. And that says a lot more about the person making the statement about it than the person who the statement is about. Like, I remember when the Batwoman trailer came out, the first Batwoman trailer, I remember reading the comments, and there were so many people who were so focused on the fact that, oh, she's going to be too busy eating pussy to, save Gotham City, and it's like, okay, so she's gay. Does that mean she's always having sex? Not all gay people have sex all the time. I mean, honestly, gay people have sex about as much as straight people do. The only difference is that they don't have to worry about getting the other one pregnant. So I think that's actually a jealousy thing. I think it's a low-key jealousy issue, but neither here nor there. Let's see here. Look, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, wait. Oh, dude, Alternative Factuals, I see you sneaking up in here. What's poppin'? Oh, Dark Angel, you was in here lurking. Oh, with the wild lurk. I ain't mad at you, though. Here, let's see here. Oh, Cricket, I see you in here. I didn't even see you sneak in. Let's see here. Let's go. Oh, Dark Angel said, you're right. It's Blur's fault for going hard in the paint for the stream. Look, man, I want y'all to understand something, man. Y'all don't know how much I love y'all and just bend over backwards trying to make sure, like I always feel like I am robbing y'all of content if I don't put something out. So, yeah, man, like, I go hard in the paint for y'all, man, because y'all go hard in the paint for me, so I gotta go hard in the paint for y'all. Let's see here. Decavenom says, Onslaught is Lars Sullivan of X-Men to me. Has potential, but comes up short most of the time. Yep, and probably has some racist tweets in his background. If you deign to go look for them. Have you anybody knows Lars Sullivan just disappeared from television? Just throwing that out there. Hey, Dark Angel, I appreciate you coming in. Hey, it's all good, baby. Look, you gotta go take care of business. You gotta go take care of business time. Okay, so let's see. Deku, one above does it. Deku been here since the sand. I hate this bitch. Let's see. Michael Raleigh says, I'm pan as well. Thanks for taking the time to talk about anytime, Michael Raleigh. I mean, that's one of those things. I think that people get very. Let me put it this way. Here, let me hit the danger button just in case I say something problematic. Danger. Preemptive strike. So I am not gay. I am not bisexual. I am not pansexual. I am not trans. I am not gender neutral. I am not gender queer. I am not any spectrum of the LGBTQ community. I am a black cis male. But here is the thing. I'm a black cisgender male. Which basically, if those don't understand, that means cisgender male. That basically means that I identify as the gender that I was born as. And I don't even really, and to say that also kind of also implies that maybe I don't believe that there are, that gender fluidity is a real thing, but I do believe that. But what I'm saying is, like, I identify as a man. I was born as a man, I identify as a man. But the thing is, the best example that I can give anybody is that when people talk about, these things, like, respecting people's, gender, their sexuality, things like that. If your name, let's say you're a straight person, and your name is, let's say your name is Richard, and you don't like, even though Dick is technically the typical nickname for someone who is named Richard, you don't like being called Dick. But every time that I spoke to you, I always called you Dick. That is what I think it would feel like if you were a person who is gender neutral, non-binary, whatever, and people did not respect what you choose to be or what you feel you should be or what you were born as. That is what I'm saying. So let me go ahead and... Danger. I know I probably said something problematic, or I probably said something that's very triggering to people, but you know what? It is what it is. It's 2019, people. Get over it. Gay people aren't going anywhere. Sorry. They've been around since the Dark Ages. They're not going anywhere, clearly. So either give it the program or get the F out. Yes. Let's see. Brother Baca says, love is love, to hell with what anyone else thinks. Exactly. That's exactly it. Lex Bryan says, honestly, it doesn't bother whatever gender they have. Everyone's allowed to love however, whatever gender they want. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. It's all about being decent. Just saying. Let's see here. Approacher said Ernie is pretty woke. Yeah, no, yeah. You even said you hate the phrase. I don't like the phrase either, but yeah, I mean, this is what I would identify as woke, I guess. Deku Venom says, man, I remember the hell we had to deal with when Iceman came out as gay. And here's the thing. Okay, and I'm not trying to air anybody out. And I'm not gonna name names, but a very close member of my family. Because I always would hear people say, oh, they just made Iceman gay. That's not how life works. It's like, no, that actually is how life works. Look no further than Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner lived her entire life almost as Bruce Jenner until, they had the sex change and became Caitlyn. That happens. There's a reason why you see so many sitcoms and comedy shows do episodes like that, because it's kind of normal, and they were doing this shit as far back as the 60s, not 60s, maybe like the 80s and 90s. One of my closest family members was heterosexual her entire life, almost. Oh, not her entire life, but until the time that she went to college. And shortly after college, she realized that she was gay. It happens. It happens. So yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. What Above None says, I'm a straight male, but I respect everyone in their way of life. Who am I to judge? Exactly. Who are we to judge? We are, I mean, literally. It's like most of us are fucking up in our own lives. Like, we always are so busy trying to police other people. It's like, dude, watch yourself. You aren't as, I don't know. Anyway. Let's see here. The man was, Marcus Rivera, you said, my theory on the Batwoman show is she isn't acting in character. Psycho Pirate is using his powers on her. Would not be surprising because, Psycho Pirate is, has been revealed, to be in Gotham. So, there you go. That could happen. The man Moses says, I think that Professor X is a mix of Professor X and Shadow King, and that that is why he's a little more militant. He's not totally, say, evil, but definitely not like the old Professor X. I could see that, maybe. Maybe. Decavitov says, we that 3 a.m. gang stream. Dude, look. Yes. Dude, we be in there, man. We in the late night. Dark Angel, you said, isn't Lars injured? Yes, he is actually injured. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Ethiopian? Oh, no, that danger sound is from Killer Instinct. From the classic, 90s arcade game. Let's see here. Wait, I think I missed something here. Brother Bacchus said, me equals crooked. I see you. Andrew Gabriel, just so you know, not offended by anything. Keep losing signal, but, oh no, you're good, Andrew. You're good. You're good. I'm not worried about you. Let's see here. Tex-Mex Studios, is it really confirmed Prince Namor will be the new villain in Black Panther 2? Not yet. No news, no, official news. Approach the Nerd says, Jean Grey sort of outed Bobby. Yeah, she kind of did. Lamont Calhoun says, I thought Colossus was gay too. He was in the Ultimate Comics. Him and Nightcrawler were together. Cricket, the complaint I remember about Iceman is that he did not come out as gay. He was outed by someone else on their terms. Yes, that was Jean Grey. Which, matter of fact, let's hit the danger button for that. Danger. Yeah, that's wild problematic. Because something very similar happened in Blood Syndicate, the old Milestone comic. Something like very similar to that happened. Yeah, it was pretty goddamn wild. Real quick, before I forget, I do want to answer some questions from the Discord, because remember, if you join the Discord, you can leave questions in there, and there's a guarantee they will be answered. In the chat, things can easily get lost. In translation. But Rough Rider 86 asks, what's the deal with the Fox properties? Can the Brood... the Gangrel about to come out. No, I'm not going to do it. Can the Brood finally be the xenomorphs they were meant to be? Maybe. I think if Marvel wanted to go a horror movie route, I think that would be the way to do it. Use the Brood. The Brood would work really well, I think. Matter of fact, I could even say, if you really like, that's probably what the New Mutants should have been. Should have been maybe them in space. Mutants in space. Apropos of nothing. Let's see. Okay, so this next one is from Chillmonger. He says, it said the best villains in Marvel are the heroes. Why do you think new villains have not taken off? Since 2000, we've had some good ones created. The Hood, who's also known as Parker Robbins, Vulcan, and Cassandra Nova, none of which have had much follow-up since their initial story. So why don't new villains catch on? If I could answer my own question, I think writers grew up with Osborn, Mystique, and Loki, so they desire writing them instead. It'll take a generation for younger writers to step in and replace that mentality. Yes, I 1000% agree with what you're saying. That is what happens a lot. That is a lot of what happens. Oh, wait a minute. Here, I see something's popping in the. Oh, hey. I'm gonna welcome you to the stream here. What is this? Wilfredo Figueroa? Welcome to the Discord. Yeah, and you actually had to see me. Welcome you to the Discord live on the Blerd Cave. Yeah. No, so yeah, real talk though. Yeah, I think that is the case. I know a lot of writers who are, they're like, yeah, man, I grew up with this character. I grew up with these story arcs. I want to address these. And that is why you get a lot of those characters kind of coming back, even though technically we have newer characters. Like Osborn with Red Goblin. Now, I liked what they did with Osborn and Red Goblin because at least they revitalized the character in some way, not just throwing him back out as same old, same old. But then, yeah, you look at characters like, Loki, Mystique, Apocalypse, which Apocalypse doesn't get used as much as I think it would appear. But, you could also say the same about the Joker, Lex Luthor, over on the DC Comics side of things. Because most of their new villains don't hang around. Once they are out, well, with the exception of the Batman Who Laughs, he's one of the few. Which, by the way, there is a Batman Who Laughs #7 video that's going to come out a little later today, so be ready. Yeah. Let's see here. Look, look, you know, I need to get like a clip of it so I can like just be like, doom, 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 doom. And here, wait, I got the here. This isn't the goblet. It's just a potion bottle. But I have to like just walk out with the. That's how they used to walk out, dude. I used to love that shit, dude. They come out, dude, because the swagger on the walk was hard. Dude, they were just like, doom, 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 doom. Dude, that shit, dude. If you hear that beat and you, if y'all hear that beat and you ain't hype, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are out your goddamn minds. Here, wait a minute, wait. Probably gonna get flagged. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, dude, what is it talking about? Brother Block is Ernie. Take it easy, bro. You do it too much. I'm sorry, man. Look, let me the danger button. Danger. Oh my God, yes. They're gonna be like, he said WWE gonna be like, come off that revenue, homie. Dude, yeah, you know they're gonna hit me for it. You already know they're gonna hit me for it. Dude. Oh man, Decaville said that's the hardest Christian had ever been in his life. It is true. It is true, man. It is so true. Here, let me. Yes. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see here. Okay, so here, let me jump back in here. Because I see I got some questions. I see some questions. The man Moses asked, was Phantom X a part of the Weapons Plus program? You know what? I didn't really read Weapon Plus, so I don't know the answer to that. Somebody else. Oh wait, Marcus Rivera said yes, he escaped. So yeah, there you go. That answers the question. Dun dun dun. Jamal Simmons asks, "Hey Blerd, when will MCU X-Men movie be started? Also, who do you want to play the X-Men characters?" Man, that's a crazy one. I don't think we will see the X-Men until Phase 5. So it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a minute. I think it's gonna be Phase 5. Personally, when it comes down to who I would like to see play these characters, I would actually like to see Jensen Ackles as Cyclops. I saw somebody, I think it was Boss Logic, actually. He does all this stuff. He did a mock-up of Jensen Ackles as, from Supernatural. He plays, Dean Winchester. He did a mock-up of him as Cyclops. I was like, dude, that is good. Like, that's a legitimately good Cyclops. As far as, like, characters like Wolverine, I actually would not be against, someone like, Charlie Hunnam, playing Wolverine. even though technically he's kind of too tall. Wolverine's kind of hit or miss. Honestly, I don't really have a hard pick for Wolverine. I would love. I talked about Yetide Badaki and DeWanda Wise and a couple of others. Hey, Andre Fallen, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that subscribe. Thank you so very much. Yeah, man, I can tell you that I would also let me give me one. Give me uno momento, por favor. I'm trying to think of this guy's name, and it's Mark Strong. I would like to see Mark Strong as Professor X. I think that could work. The guy who played Dr. Sylvanas in Shazam, I think he could do it. Man, as far as the other characters, man, yeah, that's actually kind of tough. I mean, that's what I'm gonna have to think about. That's what I'm gonna have to really like sit down and think about. I have to think about that one. Maybe make a video about it. We'll see what happens. Let's see here. Drell Boza asked, I wonder how long we'll have to wait until Secret Wars comes in MCU. Probably Phase 5. It'll probably be Phase 5 as well. Jamal Simmons also asks, hey, Blerd, what do you think about The Boys, Amazon anti-superhero show? So far I love it. What little bit I've seen. I've only seen 3 episodes as of today, because I can't watch it with my kid. My 3-year-old has been picking up on things. She's smart as a whip. She recognizes stuff like almost immediately now. And I think it also has to do with the fact that we used to watch shows not as bad as The Boys, but we would just watch things in front of her because she didn't really know what was going on. And I mean, that's kind of how I was raised. I watched whatever my parents watched. I didn't watch Sesame Street 24/7. I watched whatever they were watching. And I didn't want to insult her intelligence that way. Oh, hey, wait, I just realized, man, we got more people jumping in on the Discord. JWR, I see you in here. Hold up, wait a minute. Let's see here. Yeah, man. Hey, JWR, welcome to the Discord. Also, Salt and Sea, also, man, welcome to the Discord. Let's see here. I'm welcoming you all because, gotta welcome you. I'm usually kind of bad about being very in... here's the thing, and real quick, before I go any further. For those of you in the Discord, I know I'm not always in there, or at least it seems like I'm not always in there, because I actually didn't have my phone set to give me notifications about the Discord. But what some of y'all may have not know, I know Chillmonger knows this, and I know One Above None knows this, and I'm pretty sure H2O Happy Dude knows this, because they're probably the ones who usually talk to me the most on Discord. But sometimes, if you look in the voice chat, sometimes I am in there and I'm talking to people. So that is also another opportunity. You will be more likely to find me in the Discord under the voice channel than anything else. Or if you ever have a question, you can always @ me directly, and I will answer it. I'm not against that. But yeah, that's honestly going to be the best way to get a hold of me sometimes, because at least then it goes straight to my phone. I don't check Instagram or Twitter. I check Twitter more often than not, but I don't check Instagram and Facebook as regularly as some others might. But yeah, I just wanted to welcome them. And welcome them in with open arms. Like I said, a lot of times I've had people say, "Hey, I don't just ask me to jump on voice chat." There's only a couple of people that actually do, and I don't mind that they do that because we're actually pretty close. But yeah, if I'm in the voice chat, you are more than welcome to come and jump on voice chat. And because honestly, if I want to have a private conversation, there are private voice channels that only I and a handful of other people have access to. So there's that. And if you don't have access to them, you wouldn't see them anyway. So there you go. That said, let's get back into it, because I know we got some more questions in here. But yeah, the Boys, I haven't been able to really watch The Boys as much. I will say that the show is very accurate to the comic, minus a couple of things. And honestly, I don't even care about these things. I don't even think they're that important. The main thing being the incident between Starlight and the Deep on the show is actually very different in the comics. It's actually way worse. Because the Deep isn't actually there when that happens. It's actually Homelander, A-Train, and Black Noir who do that to her. Homelander is every much the asshole on the show that he is in the comic. And here's the thing. I actually thought about covering the Boys comics. I actually wanted to do it before the release of the show. But the thing is, the Boys comic is so graphic that, like, you really can't show very much of it without getting flagged. Or, you know, whatever. Or if I did, I would have to heavily censor all of the panels because it gets wild problematic. I mean, like, literally, if this were the stream, like, every other 2 seconds on a Boys video, it would just be danger, 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 like the whole time. Okay, so let's see here. Where we got here? Oh, wait a minute. I lost some. Oh yeah, dude, we be in there, dude. We be in there. Let's see here. Yeah, no, Lex Bryant, the Homelander. Yeah, Homelander is terrifying. You're saying, yeah, he's your favorite from the Boys? Yeah, no, he's terrifying. Also, man, the only thing I'm curious about with the Boys is how they are going to do the Black Noir reveal, because there is a reveal later in the comic about who Black Noir really is, because he's kind of a character who doesn't really talk, and he keeps the mask on at all times. And when he takes the mask off and you find out who he really is, which anybody who knows, don't say who it is in the chat. Please don't, because that actually is a big reveal, and I don't want it to be spoiled for anybody that hasn't read the comic or is just waiting for the show. So please don't do that. That will result in some serious repercussions that I'm sure either One Above None or Jarrell Boza or Approach the Nerd or anybody else who is a mod on this channel will likely ban you for. So please do not provoke it. It can and will happen, and there will be no sympathy from me in regards to it. Deku Venom says, I'm tired of Boss Logic getting me hyped for stuff that might not happen. Yeah, dude, I am too, man. He's always putting up some shit. But the thing is, Kevin Feige and all the Marvel people, they follow him, so they know this stuff is out here. That's how they keep up. One Above None says, which reminds me, I gotta go run get my stream ready. Hey, by the way, y'all, when this stream gets ready to finish, head over to Twitch and follow my boy One Above None. Go check him out. Go show my man some love. Here, I'm gonna drop, as a matter of fact, here, let me, One Above None, if you're still in here, go ahead and drop the link. Okay, you already got it. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, drop the link. He's gonna be playing some Overwatch. Go check it out. Please, go check it out. Please go check it out. Please go check it out. Please go check it out. Like I said, go show my man some loves. And yeah, go holler at him as soon as it's over, because we're about to wrap up here in a minute. Okay, so real quick. Oh, and I see we got some more. Oh, hey, we got new people. So Lex Vader, and Maria. Yes, Maria's in here now. So look, like I said, the Discord's growing. Like I said, and y'all talk amongst yourselves. Y'all don't have to wait for me. So yeah, well, Lex Vader, Maria, y'all are very welcome to the Discord. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, once again, yeah, please, yeah. Yeah, Evo Rebirth said he read the spoiler and regretted it instantly. Yeah, do not, yeah, please do not. If I see it, I will ban you. I will ban you, because it's not open for discussion. It is not open for discussion. If you want to talk about, I tell you what, if you want to talk about the boys, in spoilers, I will make a separate Discord channel, channel, that if you want to go in the Discord and talk about Wild, the boys spoilers, that's on you. But I'll make that if you want it. But please do not spoil it for anybody else. I know it because I read the comics. But that's me. Yeah, thank you. Theopa said Discord is lit. Thank you for that. And so was it? Oh yeah, Lex. I think Lex Vader was that. Yeah, was you. Yeah. So yeah, the Discord. Basically, the link is in the description. Go click on the link. You can join. You can join in. Like I said, we talk about everything, and also you'll know when I go live with certain things because I will post it in the Discord in the announcements. And you can also go to questions for BWF if you have questions you want answered. You don't want them to get lost in the chat shuffle, which is what usually happens. They will get answered if they are in the questions for BWF Discord channel. So make sure you do that. Eddie Rispoli, you said, are you going to do a rundown on all surviving X-Men after House of X is completed? I might. Well, honestly, that might be a difficult video, because if I'm not mistaken, everybody comes back after House of X. Let's see here. By the way, One Above None, man, good luck on the stream. I'll be in there in a minute to come check you out. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Approach the Nerds talking about that says I'm excited that Cloak and Dagger have a crossover episode on the Runaway show. Yes, that is a big deal because the Marvel TV shows typically don't cross over. So yeah, that's actually a good thing. That's a very good thing. Yes, no, Lex Bryan, no, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I knew exactly what you meant. You're good. Yeah, I don't want anybody to do that. Eddie Rispoli, yeah, you asked a question again. Says, who's your favorite X-Man? It's actually kind of a tie. It's kind of a tie. Because Storm has always been my favorite, but also so is Gambit. Which, even though I've always talked trash about Gambit sometimes, he actually is one of my favorite characters. Drell Boza says they should hire Boss Logic. They actually should. I'm actually surprised they haven't, because he actually has done better concept and promo art than they've put together themselves. So I would hire the dude if he ain't already on the payroll. Let's see. Dude, bro, okay, so Brother Bacchus, I don't know what it is you're doing, but you actually are already in the Discord. Like, you were in there, like, 8 times, I think. 8 times! But yeah, Cloak and Dagger, really good show. Very good show. The Runaways, also a very good show. I love both of them. And, yeah, the fact they're crossing over, I think is pretty cool. I actually was going to talk about that, but I don't know. I didn't know if it was really, there wasn't really a lot to say, because, like, I'm kind of behind. I'm behind a season on the Runaways, and I'm also behind on Cloak and Dagger, so it didn't feel right to talk about it. Yeah, no, they did. Cloak and Dagger and the Runaways, which is actually very comics accurate. They crossed over a lot in the comics. A lot. Shay Sanchez says, have you heard the leaked footage of the upcoming Gambit movie? I've not heard that. I didn't know they even had footage, because theoretically, I don't think they ever started shooting. But I mean, hey, never know. Or maybe it's test footage, kind of like what they had with Deadpool. That would make sense. That said, we're gonna go about 10 more minutes. We're gonna answer some more questions here. Patty Pat says, power to copy any power and have the ability to make them better. What is that? Oh, I guess Patty Pat is talking about Sync. Because that's a Sync's power set. Technically, it's Hope's power as well, but neither here nor there. Let's see. Here, let me make sure I'm not missing anything in the questions. Oh, sweet. There you go. We actually have questions in the Discord. Wilfred Wilfredo Figueroa asked, do you think we will see Cable in any of the future timelines of Powers of 10? I do think we will. Actually, you know what? The more I think about it, that might be who the old man is. Excuse me. That Wolverine was referring to. That might be the old man. JWR asked, are you happy to see Magic back with the New Mutants? Actually, yeah, I kind of am, because I feel like that's her home. I feel like that's where Magic belongs, is on the New Mutants. Granted, technically, by this point in time, she should be graduated up to being a full-fledged X-Men, a full-fledged X-Man. I kind of feel like the X-Men to me are kind of like, and I'm going to use a wrestling analogy, and that is, okay, so you've got WWE, and in WWE, you have Raw and SmackDown. Those are your main roster. And then you have NXT, which is like the developmental roster where they train you to get you ready to be on the main roster. Now, wrestlers from NXT go to the main roster, but they usually don't get used very well. Meanwhile, back in NXT, which technically should be its own, like, separate show, like, entity, treated no differently than Raw and SmackDown. But the thing is, it's younger talent, and they're usually more hungry. They're usually better booked. They usually have an actual God's honest booker in the form of Triple H. So I kind of feel like, yeah, the New Mutants is kind of like the NXT of the X-Men. And for those who are curious about how far I go back, look no further than this signed copy by Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod of New Mutants #1. This is legit. This is super legit. So that lets you know how I feel about the New Mutants. If you have any questions or concerns about how I feel about the New Mutants, there you have it. Also, Salt NC asked, is it possible Xavier isn't evil? Maybe Hickman is playing up our fear of the other. Yes, I actually agree with you. I don't think Xavier's... Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think Xavier's doing anything necessarily inherently wrong in what he is doing. I think what he's trying to do, he's still trying to secure peace and prosperity for his people. He's just doing it in a slightly more militant way than he's done in the past. Gamer Boy, thank you for that wild subscribe. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see here. What's else? Approach the Nerd says, New Avengers Guilty Nerd Dream. I want to see Squirrel Girl take on the Punisher. I'd pay to read that. I would pay to read that. That would be a very interesting throwdown, because I feel like Frank Castle shines. He shines well in his own environment, but I actually think Frank Castle works really well in comedic situations. Better than he probably should, especially when the writers lean into the fact that Frank Castle is a murder hobo. Let's see here. Let's see here. The Open said, put Storm in Thor 4 and give her a hammer. I mean, hey, I'm not against that either. I mean, theoretically, she has held it before. I don't know. I can't remember when it was, but I've seen it at some point or another. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, wait. We got more questions in the Discord. Wilfredo Figueroa, an extension of my earlier question. But how about seeing Rachel Gray, Bishop, Strife, or Apocalypse in the future timelines? Since Rachel is going to factor into the new X-Men lineup, I think it's very likely we will see her. Bishop, I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen Bishop yet. Maybe he could also be the old man. We don't know that either. Strife, man, I always have this weird thing with Strife. Maybe. I think we might see him. We might see him. And then you've got Apocalypse. Let's see. We've got Apocalypse in the future timeline. I think we will see Apocalypse. Okay. Now here's a wild shot. What if the old man is Apocalypse? That would be wild. Here. All right, we got that one. Kazapeda says, taking a slice from Wilfredo Figueroa's question, think this could also bring Major X into the picture? It could, maybe. I could see it, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if Hickman would lean into that. Like, I'll put it like this. If Major X showed up, I would be as blown away as anybody else. But at the same time, I wouldn't be... Yeah, no, actually, no. I would just be surprised. Yeah, I was trying to think of like an alternative, but no, I would just be surprised. Let's see. Brother Bacchus, who finally is able to get into the damn Discord. Do you think the Shadow King may be involved in House of X? I mean, maybe, but at the same time, the Shadow King has kind of been, like, on the fringe for a minute. So, I mean, if he was going to come back, this would be the time. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Lex Vader asks, since the mutants disperse out there, it wouldn't be a surprise if all are there. Yeah, I guess, well, in here, let me see. Yeah, I mean, right now, as it stands, mutant kind has the ability to basically revive and bring back anyone they want to because of the sheer level of power that the flowers on Krakoa possess. So they can literally do whatever they want whenever they want. They can bring back whoever. They have those crazy pods, a tree of life type deal that they have. I'm pretty sure that's how they keep them alive. And that may even be the clone. That may even be where the cloning process starts, is with that tree. Never know. Let's see. And I will agree there, Marcus Rivera. The only Thor in Thor 4 is Jane Foster. Well, actually, no. Chris Hemsworth will be there. He'll be there as well. I think it'll actually be a good buddy cop deal. Because actually, I think some of the best interactions in the Mighty Thor comic are when Jane Foster and Thor Odinson are in the same room at the same time. Okay, I think you're talking about John Battle. You said the blue looking guy looks like Zorn standing behind Magneto. Here, let me. I think you're talking about the final page of not the final page, but the page of Powers of 10. Maybe. Yeah, actually, that might be. It could be. I'm not gonna say it ain't. Eddie Rispoli says, what if Xavier is suffering from some sort of drawback from the Red Skull having his brain? I don't know if they're going to go back to that one. I don't think they'll go back. I don't think they're going to go back. The open asks, what if the old man is Nate Gray? That's also another possibility. That is another possibility of who the old man could be. I'm not against any of those. If I'm being brutally honest. There we go. So that one's answered. Okay. So Stephen Nambuki, you said being parents of one of the most powerful mutants, will we see a team up with the X-Men and Fantastic Four? Think they have a vested interest in being first family of Marvel? Yeah, a little bit. I would say so. I mean, really. And he also says is Valeria Frank is Valeria a mutant. I don't know if they classify Valeria as a mutant. I guess maybe. Maybe not, because I mean they don't really talk about her being that. I think Franklin is the only one of them that is. Let's see here. What is it? Chris Lyle says, or the old man could be Franklin Richards. Now that would be a kick in the dick. If it turned out to be Franklin Richards after they had announced that because I mean, there's a better story to tell there. Just saying. I don't think Valeria is. Valeria is the older sister, and if I'm not mistaken, at the time, because she was, I think she was born right around the time that the original 1984 Secret Wars came out. So, Theo says, I don't think she is. Otherwise, Scott really was trolling. Dude, that would be a hard dig, man. Just be like, yeah, we don't want Valeria. Franklin, get on in here. Or like, no, I can see it now. Like they got the portal open to Krakoa, and Franklin is trying to walk. Like Franklin's walking up to the portal, and Valeria is right behind him. And Franklin goes through, and Cyclops when Valeria walks, like turn around. Excuse me. Let's see here. We got anything else in here? I see some people that are typing in the Discord. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get whatever y'all got in there. We're gonna answer a couple more questions. Let's see. I see one that just dropped in here. So, Kazapeda asked, so why are the Fantastic Four not part of Krakoa, regardless of the House of X, Powers of X thing? Honestly, I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that Reed is always skeptical of secret societies, organizations, shadow nations, and stuff like that. Also, he's not crazy about the idea that the X-Men are giving amnesty to mutant criminals. So that's probably another part of it as well. But I'm not surprised by it. I'm really not surprised by it. But you would think that they would be willing, especially with everything going on with Franklin's powers right now, you would think that maybe they would want him to get some help. But neither here nor there. That said,
cut the check.
The show has come to a close. We are getting ready to get up out of here. Go ahead, make sure you guys head on over to twitch.tv/OneAboveNone. Go check out my guy, One Above None. Go check out the stream. Go check him out playing some Overwatch. He's a really cool guy. Y'all know him in here. He's always in the chat. He's always in here whiling. So you know it's going to be entertaining. Want to thank you guys again. I do want to say, anyone who has noticed, I have not been talking about the t-shirts because the sale is over on the t-shirts. You can still go buy t-shirts, but there's no sale. Everything's kind of gone back to normal. We'll run another sale probably closer to September. Probably in celebration of my daughter's birthday. We will probably do some shirts. Another shirt sale. Probably even add some new shirts. We'll see what happens. That said, I want to thank you all for being in here, man. Y'all made it a fun and amazing show. It was great. Because I absolutely had nothing prepped, planned, or prepared. And it still went smooth. So it just lets me know that, we got something special here. There's a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people coming in, way more than usual. So I'm very happy. The show is growing. It's becoming this big entity. It's becoming this bigger thing. And I'm like, man, yes, I love it. Love it. Love it when a thing, just works out. But also, later tonight, I will be streaming on Twitch as well. Remember, so it's twitch.tv /Blerd Without Fear. So make sure you go check that out. Make sure you go check it out and holla at your boy. By the way, for those of y'all who aren't familiar, this is it right here. The stream is offline at the moment, but you can also go back and check out some of my previous streams. This is the stream from last night, went 5 hours deep, 7 hours for that, 4 hours. So if you just really want to get more Blerd Without Fear in your life, you just want to get some more Blerd Without Fear in your life, that is going to be the way do it. And here, let's do my boy here. Do my boy a favor. We're gonna go ahead and hit him with the wild host. Hit him with the wild host. Damn right. So yeah, we hit him with the host. So yeah, go check it out. He hasn't started just yet, but the stream is starting soon. So make sure y'all head over and check it out. And I got it hosting on my stream as well. So if you go to mine, you'll still go over to his, give him that wild follow, and hit him with that follow no jutsu. So anyways, thank y'all so much. I'm so glad y'all made it. I love you all 3,000. I'm gonna catch you all next time. Remember, I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch later tonight, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Y'all take it easy. Don't forget to Hulk smash that like button. I love you 3,000 plus ultra. Goodbye, everybody.
Soundscapes, what my dreams on. Gotta put my team on. Change from the beginning like a season 2 theme song. Cold world, keep warm, you've been warned. Crazy when they quote lines, and it's one of mine. This just the beginning of my story, like once upon a time. I'm waiting for the sun to shine through these dark days, showing them how to persevere the smart way. Never let them tell you what you can't do. Waving guns in your videos, boy, that ain't you. Gas them up like they flame, but it ain't true. I elevated, not the same dude. I paint the sky blue. They say you ain't like them other guys in the clouds. With my love, she my lady butterfly. Here's a tune till you reach the moon. Last lullaby, what am I? A mortal man trying to nullify stereotypes. I write answers, certified spiritual flow. I said hello from the other side. I revised other styles, made them urbanized. Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver. Dream weaver.
Keep dreaming.